Hi everyone, this is William from the Headphone Experience, and I'm here tonight with the last of my Best of the Year series, and this one is going to cover accessories, things that can make your life easier. And I just wanted to give you an update on the Bell's palsy situation that I got hit with 33 days ago. I basically had no improvement for the first 3 weeks, but then I started slowly improving, and I think when I did my last video about, I think it was about 5 days ago, I estimated that I had about 10% of my muscle control back in the right side of my face, and now I would say I'm probably at about 25%. So it's taken a while, but I am slowly getting better. Actually, I don't know if you can see it from this far away. I have a little bit of movement in my right eyebrow now, and I can scrunch up my face a little bit. Got a little bit of movement in here. Can smile, and still my smile's still crooked, but I can raise this side higher than I could before. Before I could only see like 2 of my teeth over here. Now I'm seeing more, and my face isn't drooping quite as much anymore, so pretty happy. Like I said, I have to be patient with this. It's taken a while, but I am recovering, and I can finally close my eye all the way so I don't have to tape my eyes shut to sleep, and I don't have as much trouble with it drying out all the time like it was. That's been the hardest part of this, is just constant eye maintenance, trying to take care of an eye that when you can't blink, your eye dries out, and you're just constantly, I think I've gone through like 4 bottles of eye drops in the last 3 weeks, and that's been the hardest part of this, not being able to see it, just constant burning in the eye, or watery and blurry, and just, it's been a mess. But anyway, so hopefully I'm going to get back to normal soon. I want to get back on with this video here. This is my best accessories of the year. And I couldn't decide what order to do these in, so I decided I'm going to do them in order of price. I'm going to start with the lowest price and work my way up to the highest price. And I don't think this video is going to be as long as some of the others. And I do appreciate all of you continuing to watch my videos through the last, 4.5 weeks now since this has happened. And actually, I think my channel has averaged something like 627 views per day for the last 28 days. So really happy, and been getting a lot of views, and really appreciate my viewers sticking with me through all this, and putting up with everything. So anyway, getting into this video. Okay, this one is all about accessories. I'm going to start out with the very first one. Like I said, these are things that are going to make your headphone listening, your life easier, especially if you're trying to compare things. And this one here is, if you can see this, it's from Venture Electronics. And these are made of aluminum, and it's an adapter that goes from 4.4 pin XLR at your amp. And there's 3 different versions of this. This one here goes to 4.4 millimeter balanced, and you have to stay balanced because you're coming out of the 4-pin XLR on your amp. So the 3 choices are 4.4 millimeter balanced, 3.5 millimeter balanced, and 2.5 millimeter balanced. You cannot use a 3.5 millimeter single-ended cable with this, because you will combine your grounds, and that can damage your amp. So anyway, I think I'm not sure on the price of these. Like I said, they're nice, they're aluminum, and what's great about these is if you're comparing 2 amps, and say one has a 4.4 millimeter output and the other has a 4-pin XLR, you can plug this into the one with the 4-pin XLR, and then just plug your cable from this and go back and forth, and compare the 2 without having to switch cables on your headphone. So anyway, I'm not sure if these are 3 of these for $30 or if they're $30 a piece. The website was a little bit confusing. I wasn't sure. But anyway, things are really handy. Next on my list is from Harbor Freight, which doesn't sell audio equipment or headphone equipment, but they do sell very nice hard cases. This is the Apache 2800 from Harbor Freight. It's a case hard enough that I can stand on this thing, and I weigh about 210 pounds. And it locks, it's watertight. Someone I know actually tested some of these, holding them underwater for like 30 minutes. It didn't leak a drop, and they lock close. And this one, they have foam in it, and that's in little cubes, and you can pull it out and shape it to whatever size you want. You can see this has a Kennerton Woden in it, and this fits in there nice and tight, and the top's padded, and keeps your headphones nice and safe, keeps the dust off. And these are currently selling at $34.95, but I've caught these on sale as low as, I think, $24.95, and I've got about a dozen of these that I keep all my nice headphones in. So been recommending those for about 4 years now to anyone that's got a nice headphone that they want to keep safe. Next thing on my list, this is at $39, and this is a little adapter from Kennerton Audio, and what it does, it goes from 3.5 millimeter to 6.3 millimeter, both single-ended. And what you can use this for is a lot of portable DAC amps don't have a full-size 6.3 plug, and if you want to use your headphone cable with the 6.3 millimeter plug, you can plug that into this and then plug it into your portable device. I've even seen a few small amps that don't have a full-size 6.3, so this puts you down to 3.5, and this is $39. It's all metal construction, plugs, nice quality. $39 from Kennerton Audio. Next on my list, it's over here. This is a 15-foot extension cable. It's 6.3 millimeter single-ended, and this is made by Pangea and sold by Audio Advisor. And this got a real nice cloth cover. It's made of copper Litz wire. And once again, 15 feet long. This sells for $69. And I tested this with several headphones, and I don't feel it degrades the sound at all. So with this, you can, if you combine this with like a 7-foot headphone cable, you're now at 22 feet. You can sit all the way across the room. What I've used this for is plug this into my surround sound receiver that has a 6.3 millimeter plug. And from all the way across the room on the couch, put on headphones and watch movies. But like I said, it doesn't seem to degrade the sound at all. $69 from Pangea and sold through Audio Advisor. What's next on my list? I'm going to go with Kennerton Earpads. And these Kennerton Earpads, there's several different available. They're all made of real lambskin leather, all very soft, very good quality, and because there's so many of these, what I love about these is they can significantly change the sound of Kennerton headphones. And basically these will fit on any headphone. These come in either 105 millimeter round or 95 millimeter, and the 105 not only fit all the Kennerton headphones, or most of them, but they also work on, say, Hi-Fi Man headphones. A Hi-Fi Man with the little plastic ring, like the Sindara, the HE500, the HE560, the 400 series, all those have little plastic ring, and you take that off the Hi-Fi Man pads, tuck it in here, this goes around it, and snap them right on, and these work great on Hi-Fi Man headphones. Big improvement. But what I really like about these is if you have any of the older Kennerton headphones, they had the ECLO1, and those had the most neutral sound, but the ECLO2, which has smaller perforations, gives you more bass, and then the ECLO3, especially the memory foam version, gives you even more bass, gives you warmer mid-range, more bass. So if you've got Kennerton headphones and you want to warm up the mid-range and give them better bass extension and more weight to the mid-bass, the best one is the ECL03 memory foam. Plus the memory foam is really soft, really comfortable. That one has no perforations. It's actually the same ear pad that comes stock on the dynamic version of the Kennerton Rogner. But anyway, and there's an ECL01 version that's also memory foam that it has a warmer, bassier sound than even the ECL02 and the non-memory foam. So I love the new ones with the memory foam. And the way you can tell, this is the older one. The older ones that aren't memory foam, if you squeeze them and let go, they just pop right back out real fast. But the memory foam, if you squeeze them, they come out a lot slower, so that's how you can know if your Kennerton headphone has the newer memory foam ear pads or the others. But anyway, these sell for anywhere from $55 to $83 and really high quality, real lambskin leather, and you can significantly change the sound of your headphones with the different ear pads depending on the size of the perforations. Or, like I said, the 03 models have no perforations at all, which gives you the most bass. Next on my list is this little cable here. This is from iFi Audio, and what this does, if you have like a Zen DAC or a Zen, like the Zen 1 DAC from iFi, on the back, they're too small to put full-size XLR balanced outputs on them, so they use a 4.4 millimeter balanced output. Okay, so this will go, but then you can't hook it up to another amp that uses the 4-pin XLR. So what this cable does is it goes from 4.4 millimeter balanced on the back of your iFi DAC, and there's a few others using that now, to a pair of 3-pin full-size XLRs. Excuse me. So anyway, so you can take your iFi DAC and plug this in, and then plug it into something like the Audio GD Master 9, or another amp that uses balanced inputs, the Topping D90D or the FIO. You can, so fully balanced, but goes from 4.4 to 2 times 3-pin full-size XLR. It's about 3 feet long. Very nice quality cable, silver-plated cable, and this sells for I think $129, but really handy. Okay, next on my list is right here, right in front of you here. If you need a really big, really high quality, really strong audio rack, this rack here, 6 feet tall, 4 feet wide, 18 inches deep, can hold 600 pounds per shelf. I got this at Lowe's, and you can put there's no way you're ever gonna put too much audio equipment on this, especially headphone equipment. But anyway, this thing works out great for, I did put some pine boards on it, so the things with smaller feet sit a little better on the metal racks. But anyway, $130. I checked it at Lowe's just yesterday. That rack still sells for $130, and like I said, can hold anything. And what I did is I screwed it to the wall, so like, if someone were to grab onto this or hang on or something, that way there's no way it could tip over, especially a little kid or something. Little kids like to climb things. So anyway, $130 at Lowe's. Next on my list, this is the MEZE. This is a headphone cable, and this is an upgrade cable for the 99 Classic, and it has a 4.4 millimeter balanced plug at the amp end and 3.5 millimeter plugs at the headphone end, and these will work with any of the newer Hi-Fi Man headphones. They use 3.5 millimeter. That's the Sundara, that's the Edition XS, that's the Ananda, that's the Aria. Just about everything except for the older ones that use 2.5 millimeter, or the even older ones that use that ridiculous screw-on connector. But a lot of headphones now using 3.5 millimeter. This is silver-plated copper, really nice quality. Can't say that I really noticed any significant change in the sound, but just a really nice cable, really soft, doesn't make any noise when it rubs on itself. And it's about 4 feet long, and this sells for $119, and I guess I got out of order here. I was going by order of price and I went backwards, but anyway, $119 from MEZE. Very nice cable. I've had this a couple of years and use it all the time, especially on my hi-fi man headphones. Another headphone cable. This is from APOS Audio, and this is the APOS FLOW cable. And if you go on their website, you can order this with just about any connection at your amp end or any connection at your headphone end. It can be set up to work with just about any amp and headphone combination you can come up with. This one here has a 4.4 millimeter balanced connection at the amp end and mini 4-pin XLRs at the headphone end. I think this is 5 feet long, yeah, about that. Nice soft cloth cover, doesn't make any noise, doesn't kink, never gets tangled. Nice quality cable. Once again, I can't say that I really hear a significant difference in the sound, but it is a very well built, nice materials, nice cable. And this sells for, depending on the connections you order it with, anywhere from $109 to $149. Okay, next on my list is the only actual component on this list tonight, and that's the Schiit LOKI equalizer, and you can see that right up there. I bought that back before I even started doing reviews. I've had that like 4.5-5 years now, and it's just a really nice quality little EQ, and it's 4 bands. So you got 4 different tone adjustments on it. The one starts at like 20 hertz, so it controls your really low bass, and it will boost or cut each frequency by 6 decibels, or is it 12? I think it's 12 at the high and low. High and low end, and then 6 decibels in the middle, cut or boost. What's really nice about it is it doesn't add any distortion at all. Very, very clean. Doesn't degrade your sound at all, and in my opinion, you can make just about any headphone sound the way you want it to with that by boosting or cutting the different frequencies. I haven't reviewed the more expensive, that's the LOKI Mini. There's, I think, the next one, and that sells for $149. I think it's the LOKIus that sells for $249, and then the LOKI Max or something like that, that's like $1,500, but that's, you know, that's way up there. And but anyway, just a really nice little EQ that doesn't lower your sound quality at all, in my opinion, and can shape the sound of just about any headphone to exactly your taste. Next on my list is this is an adapter from Kennerton, and what this does here, this goes from 6.3 millimeter single ended at your amp to a 4-pin balanced XLR. So this doesn't make your signal balance to your headphone, but what this does makes it so if you've got a 4-pin balanced cable on your headphone and you want to use an amp that only has a single-ended output, say like at most tube amps, you're only going to have a single-ended output. So you don't have to switch cables. You just plug this into your, your amp here, then plug your headphone into this with your balanced cable without having to change cables. And what's really nice about this is, say I want to compare 2 amps and one only has a single-ended output. The other will have both. It'll have balance and 6.3, but to hear the best that that amp is capable of, I want to use the balanced output. So now, if I'm going back and forth with one headphone, I got to keep changing cables. Well, I don't have to anymore. Now I plug this into the single-ended. Say I'm comparing this amp to the Audio GD Master 9. And I feel that sounds best from its balanced output. So what I do now is I put on my balanced cable, plug it into that amp, and then when I want to hear this amp, I just plug it into this without having to change cables. Much quicker, much more efficient, and works out great. This is very high quality, uses Nutrix connectors, and this uses copper Litz wire, and I believe this sells for $199 from Kennerton, but this also comes with the Rogner planar magnetic version, and that's how I have this, is the planar magnetic version of the Rogner, not the dynamic version, but the more expensive planar magnetic actually comes with a 4-pin XLR cable and then this adapter to use with it. So really, it's nice quality, and comes from Kennerton. I believe this is $199 right now. Okay, next on my list, this is an upgrade cable from Kennerton. And this one here, this has a 4-pin XLR Nutrix connector at the amp end and your 3-pin XLR mini XLRs at your headphone end. This one happens to be 2 meters long. Very nice quality, very soft, very flexible, makes no noise rubbing on itself. And it uses copper Litz wire. And once again, not sure if it actually improves the sound. I'm still kind of, I haven't made up my mind on that one. I personally think that digital cables don't make a difference in the sound as long as they're working properly. And I know there's a lot of people out there that would argue that with me, but I haven't heard anything that convinces me otherwise. And, you know, theoretically, there shouldn't be a difference. I believe it's possible that analog cables can make small differences in the sound, but I'm not sure either way on that yet. I haven't heard a cable yet that I'm really sure that it sounds better. There's been a few that I think might sound better than others, but I have no way of proving, you know, doing a double-blind test where I can prove that it's not just in my head, you know, that's just not the placebo effect. So anyway, but regardless, it's a very nice quality, very well constructed, nice material cable. And the Kennerton Rogner planar version does come with a cable very similar to this stock. But if you want to buy one of these, I think they're $295 from Kennerton. Okay, next on my list is I recently got a couple of very nice cables from Marco's Custom Cables. And this is one of them. The first one here, they both have 4-pin XLR connectors at the amp end. And these are the nicest I've seen from anywhere. I think they're made of something like rhodium or something like that. But anyway, very high quality, very heavy though. Very heavy cable, very flexible, very soft, very nice. This one happens to be in a camo color. Has 3-pin mini XLR connections at the headphone end. This one I believe is either 1.5 meters or 2 meters long. I think it's about 5 feet, 5.5 feet. But anyway, I actually did a first impressions video on these right before I got hit with the Bell's palsy. Haven't done my full review yet. In my first impressions, I talked about how nice that the build quality and the materials are on these, and very, very impressive cable. I've been listening to them quite a bit, but haven't got to my full review yet. And the point of my full review is I was going to compare these to some other headphone cables and see if there actually was a difference in the sound, but I haven't had time to do that. So I can't tell you yet, but I'm hoping in a week or two I'm going to get my full review out on these, and I will tell you if I heard any difference in the sound. But even if I don't, it's still a beautiful cable, very high quality build, and the materials are excellent. And this one, like I said, this has 3-pin mini XLR connections at the headphone end, and then I also got a second one which is a little bit darker camo, same really nice 4-pin connector at the amp end, but this one has 3.5 millimeter connectors at the headphone end, which makes it perfect for hi-fi band headphones and some of the other headphones that do use 3.5 millimeter. Okay, I had a couple more things I wanted to mention. One is a power conditioner that was loaned to me about 1.5 years ago by iFi Audio. It was called the Power Station. It's basically a large power strip that has, I think, 8 outlets on it, and it's both a surge protector and a power conditioner. And I have pretty clean power here. I live out in the woods. I'm the only person on my transformer, so I'm not getting any electrical noise from neighbors or factories or anything like that. I'm really lucky. I have my own transformer, you know, step-down transformer that goes to only my house. So anyway, I have pretty clean power and I don't really need power conditioners, but I do need surge protection because all the lines are above ground here and frequently get hit by lightning. So anyway, iFi loaned that to me, and because I have clean power, it's hard for me to tell if it's really doing anything if a power conditioner is cleaning the power. So I found some ways to introduce noise to my power. Okay, my audio rack here is in my master bedroom. And I found out one of the things I can use is I've got a ceiling fan in the room, and it's not on the same circuit. It's actually on a separate, that's on a 15 amp lighting circuit, and I've got a dedicated 20 amp circuit running to the headphone equipment. But the ceiling fan still does create a little bit of background noise if I use it. So if I'm doing critical listening, I've always shut the ceiling fan off, and I found out that the iFi power station, if the ceiling fan is on, that background noise that it does create, it cuts it pretty much in half. It makes it a lot lower level. Okay, I've also got some halogen lights on the headboard of my bed. And if I turn those on, it does make a slight hum. And once again, the power station cut the level of that slight hum down a little, probably in half. And I've also have track lights in the room. There's, 9 50 watt equivalent LED bulbs. There's spotlights. And I've got a dimmer switch hooked up to all of them. And I think it's because of the dimmer switch that when those are on, it gives me a little bit of grunge in the background of my music. So I've made a point, once again, if I'm doing critical listening, to turn the track lights off. Well, once again, the iFi power station takes that noise and pretty much cuts it in half. So it does do some good. It sells for $749. I don't have it here. I did have to send that back. And but it's pretty effective, and if you need something to clean up, you know, some grunge in your power, it's a, you know, pretty good choice, I think. I've been pretty impressed with everything I've got from iFi at this point. Give me just a second here. Anyway, I had one more thing, actually it's 2 things that I wanted to mention on this, and also a power conditioner, and you can see them sitting right here. These are by Core Power Technology. that's sold by Underwood Hi-Fi. And this is the Core Power Deep Core 1800, which basically removes DC voltage from your AC and any contamination, and you can use this in front of another power conditioner, or you can use it in combination with this. This is the Core PowerTech EquiCore 600, and combined the two of these work really well. And I did the same test with that, the halogen lights, the track lights with the dimmer switch, the ceiling fan, and this did an even better job. These eliminated those noises almost 100%, to the point where if I'm going to do critical listening, I can leave the track lights on, I can leave that stuff on, and I don't even hear it. It almost just takes that noise out completely. And I've had some of my best equipment hooked up to these for the last couple of years, and we've had a lot of storms and power surges and all that, and it seems to be doing a good job protecting my equipment. I haven't lost anything well plugged into that. So anyway, these currently sell at the Deep Core 1800, which you can run 1800 watts of equipment through that. Sells for $1,295, and then the EquiCore, this is 600, and this is rated at 600 watts, which is plenty for headphone equipment, but there's also a 1000 watt, an 1800 watt, and a 2400 watt version of this. And this thing weighs like 20 pounds, this little thing here, and the big one, the 2400 watt, I think it's like 56 pounds. But anyway, so this one's only rated to 600 watts. If you have like big speaker amps or something, you want to go with, you know, the 1800, the 2400, something like that possibly. But for the headphone equipment, this works great. This one retails at $12.95 also, but it looks like it's on sale right now for $5.99. So anyway, like I said, they do offer surge protection and power conditioner. And like I said, I introduce things that deliberately introduce noise into my power, and these seem to clean it up by like 90%. So they are effective. So that's about it. I'm going to wrap this up. That was this is my accessories, the ones that I can recommend, and this is the last of my best of videos. And now I'm going to get back to my normal reviews, which I've kind of put on the side for like a month, and I'm hoping I do get over this Bell's palsy quick, because just talking like this, I get tired, and I can feel the muscles kind of cramping up on my face and all that, so I'm hoping I get past this soon. But anyway, once again, I want to thank you all for sticking with me this last month and watching my videos, and got a long overdue full review of the Hyperdrive 2 amp down on the end there, a hybrid tube amp from LSA. I've got my full review overdue on the Topping D90D amp, and in the Felix Audio Elise, and then those cables I showed you from Marcos Custom Cables. So I'm going to try to get back on those in a few days. But anyway, appreciate y'all watching my videos. The headphone experience over at Facebook is up to, I think, 21.6 thousand members, something like that. Just growing like crazy. So anyway, getting bigger every day by like 20, 25 people every day. You're all welcome over there. And once again, thanks for watching my video.